Bangers, I'm Courtney, aka the Versatile Virgo, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I run a blog, theversatilevirgo.com, which focuses on all things heavy music, including but not limited to musically inspired recipes and outfits, interviews, reviews, and so much more. So if that's something that interests you, make sure to check it out. I've linked it in the description below. Chicago's Riot Fest has been getting some buzz lately, and no, it's not because somebody bit the head off a bat. It's not because somebody kicked a phone out of an audience member's hand. It's because rapper turned rocker Machine Gun Kelly said some things during his performance recently at the festival that were directed towards a very well-known metal band, and it's causing a little bit of a stir. And that band was Slipknot. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm not somebody that's super into the drama part of things or the feuds or anything like that, but when I saw this posted on social media, I did get my popcorn out to read the comments, because as heavy music fans on social media know, there are always the comments, no matter what it is about, asking, but what does Corey Taylor think? So I of course wanted to see what people were saying towards this, and I saw some comments in there that were actually saying that Corey Taylor started this feud. So I was a little bit intrigued as to how. I didn't realize that this was even a thing, I guess, but apparently it is. So since this story first broke, there has been a lot of details that have come out since, and Corey Taylor himself has even fired back. So in today's video, we're gonna get to all of it, and we're gonna watch the hilarity ensue. So sit back, grab your popcorn, and let's go. So in between songs during his 2021 Riot Fest performance, Machine Gun Kelly took the opportunity to say,
"You know what I'm really happy that I'm not doing? Being 50 years old, wearing a fucking weird mask on a fucking stage. Fucking shit."
If I was a fan in the audience, I would really be like, I don't even know why he's saying this or what he's talking about. I guess maybe it's because I'm not super into MGK to begin with, but apparently based on the way he said this, this is like a thing. So I wanted to look a bit further into why specifically he was going after Slipknot during his set. Earlier this year, Corey Taylor sat down with Cutter's Rockcast to do an interview, and he got on the topic of saying how he's not really a fan of any new rock music. He also got into talking about how he feels that newer bands and younger bands are ripping off some of the older bands and things like that, and I guess that's why he's not a fan of new rock music, because he feels like nobody's doing anything new. I'm actually going to link that interview in the description as well. But then he goes on to say,
well, the artists who failed in one genre and decided to go rock, and I think he knows who he is.
Corey Taylor does and says what he wants, and he's very well known for voicing his opinions regardless of what people think of him. And honestly, I don't think he cares what people think. I am a Slipknot fan and a Stone Sour fan and a Corey Taylor fan. It doesn't mean I agree with him 100% of the time, but he has his opinions and he has never been afraid to voice them. I also think the context of the interview is really important. So I'm gonna link it in the description below so you guys can watch it. But when I read a lot of this, oh, MGK said this must be because Corey Taylor made this comment. So why would Corey Taylor say this in an interview besides the fact that he was just speaking his mind? Well, at the time we didn't know, but since, even more details about this feud have come out. This didn't end with MGK's diss at Riot Fest. Oh no. Since the news went viral online, MGK took to Twitter to call Corey Taylor out specifically. Corey did a verse for a song on Tickets to My Downfall album. It was fucking terrible, so I didn't use it. He got mad about it and talked shit to a magazine about the same album he was almost on. Y'all stories are all off. Just admit he's bitter. But this doesn't just end with that single tweet from MGK. Corey Taylor, again, is known for voicing his opinions, and I personally would not mess with Corey Taylor because he will put you on blast if you ask for it. In response to MGK's tweet, Corey Taylor took to Twitter himself to clear the air. I don't like people airing private shit like a child, so this is all I'll say. I didn't do the track because I don't like when people try to write for me. I said no to them. So without further ado, #receipts. This is all I'm going to say about it. And then Corey Taylor did bring the receipts. The first, an email between him and Travis Barker. Contrary to what MGK's tweet said, apparently MGK really loved what Corey Taylor sent him. So much so that he was inspired to add a bridge and a second half to the verse that he was hoping Corey Taylor would do in the style of Psychosocial. It specifically says, "Can you tell him he fucking killed it and I'm stoked and honored he is even on it?" The second image Corey Taylor shared was in response to Travis Barker, and it said, "So I listened to the ideas, and to be honest, I don't think I'm the right guy for the track. Nothing personal, I just think if this is what MGK is looking for, someone else is the guy to do it. It's all good and I'm stoked for him. I hope you guys find the right fit for it. Hope you understand and I wish you guys the best with it. If I can help in any way, let me know. All the best, CT." I also just want to say that regardless of how you feel about Corey Taylor, this email is a good example as to how he has made it so far in his career because he is very professional. And something that I think is cool about Corey Taylor is he's somebody that does really genuinely care about music in general, I think. That's actually something he talks about in the Cutter's Rockcast interview. You know the song CMFT Must Be Stopped? I bet you that's what MGK's saying right now. MGK did end up responding to the screenshots from Corey Taylor, and I really kind of don't get his response. He said, basically, your verse was really bad. Respectfully, I was just telling you to rewrite it because it was really bad. Respectfully. But let's do a Britney Spears song cover together. Well, okay then. I'm not sure if this saga will just die here, especially after the receipts that Corey Taylor shared. It totally takes the validity out of MGK's tweet prior. So it will be interesting, but I don't think Corey Taylor will probably put much more energy into this. I don't think that Corey Taylor was necessarily going to respond to this at all to begin with, and then once MGK had fired off those tweets, then he finally was just like, let's settle this. I still do think it's possible that maybe there's something missing that we're not all seeing as a part of this feud that would have caused Corey Taylor to say those comments to begin with. I still think this whole feud is hilarious, and it became even funnier when Corey Taylor posted these receipts. So now that you've heard my opinion, I want to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments section below, and if you like this video, then you will want to subscribe to my channel because I post once a week and I have even more heavy music related videos coming out soon. Also, don't forget to check out my blog, theversatilevirgo.com. It's linked in the description below. There's tons of cool stuff over there for headbangers, and I also have my Instagram linked in the description below too, so you can keep up with me there also. Thanks for watching, everybody, and stay heavy.